All right, we are out at the woods again, and we're gonna hopefully get this oak back here cut up. So we did a quick measurement on it, and it looks like up to about here, I believe, is 20 feet. So I'm probably just gonna cut this into two 10-foot logs and see if I can get those put through that sawmill. Doesn't make any sense to make it a 12 because then you just got an odd amount. So I'm thinking 2 10s is going to be the way to go with that. So the plan for today, get this cut up, including the other end back in here, cut that stuff up into smaller firewood pieces, and then also get some of this stuff back in here cleared up, get this out of here, get these logs out of here. I got a guy coming on Thursday, and I'm gonna meet him out here, and we're talking about doing a pole building. So that wasn't my plan initially, but I've called all around and I can't get anyone to do a stick-built garage. No one has any interest, and they're booked out at least a year, some 2 years, or they're just not interested in the project. So I've done some calling around on that, so I'll share later on the places that I've called and kind of like the preliminary quotes. So yeah, we'll go from there in a little bit, but I want to get set up here and get sawing here. Weather's supposed to be super nice today. We'll probably hit mid-40s. All right, so we're getting late in the day here. We're I'm not saying wrapping it up yet, but I'm just taking a little break here. So this would be the second break, lunch, and now I don't even know what time it is. I'm guessing it's 3 o'clock. So back in here is where we're gonna look to put this pole building. So the first, like I said, I couldn't get anybody for a stick-built garage. So then I started looking around poles. So I started with Cleary, because I had a Morton building put up in 2009, and it was at that time the most expensive building there was. So, and part of it is they overbuild their buildings and other things, but so I went with Cleary, get a quote from them, and for a 30 by 40, and that's 8 foot on center with your posts and your trusses, I was looking at 51,000, and that was on a floating concrete grade beam, and I think the concrete he figured was going to be about 12,500. That just floored me that concrete was that expensive. My Morton building in 2009, and that's a 24 by 32 with a, what is it, a 12 by 18 or 18 by 12 grade beam. That was right around 4,000. I think it was a little under 4,000, but I realized stuff has gone up. So then I started looking around at different places. There's like a local builder would do the same thing, and I think he was coming in around 40 for the same size building. So then I was thinking, well, maybe I should just scale back on building size. But before I did that, I found this other place, and they do what's called, it's a pole building, but you're augering a hole and putting the pole right in the ground, and then you're doing the concrete afterwards. And he says that's a much cheaper way of doing it. You have less concrete, it goes up quicker, all these other things. So anyway, he gave me a price for a 30 by 40, still way more than what I wanted to spend. So then I said, well, what about like a 24 by 32? What would that be? Just to get an idea. And he said, well, I can actually do a 26 by 30, which is a larger square foot wise. It's a larger building for less than a 24 by 32. So he's going 10 foot on center, drilling the holes for the poles or whatever, and then every 10 feet setting a pole. So for 30 feet, you'll have what, 3 poles or whatever it is, or however it works out. And that's all the buildings were the same, spec'd with 4 windows, 1 overhead garage door, 1 walk-in door. That's it. No electricity, nothing like that. But he came in, I think it's under 30 for a 26 by 30. That's the same thing I just said for building, and then concrete afterwards. And I think the concrete they're pouring is just 4 inches. You know, the building's not sitting on that. And that was right around 4,000, 4,600 for the concrete. So I don't know, I feel better about that. And in the long run, the building will probably outlast me. So I guess I really shouldn't worry about it. And they set the posts at 53 inches, I believe, and they're on like a 6-inch concrete or 4-inch concrete little circle pad or whatever, concrete. So this is kind of where it's at, and we just roughly measured it out. So if we come out to where this oak is here, and if we walk it out, the 30 feet would come out right about, I don't see my mark anymore. I think it was somewhere out in here. Yeah, somewhere in here it was. So that would be the 30 out to where that tree is. And then the 26 brings us, I think, somewhere over in here. Yeah, somewhere out here, and then again 30 out. So the garage door, overhead door would be here. Windows would be on the opposite end. The walk-in door I'd put on the other side. So he's supposed to be coming out here Thursday. He's going to look at it because he's like, I want to see what kind of site prep you're going to need and this type of thing. And I'm like, there's some stumps and things that need to go. So, and the other thing he said, based on this area out here, this is basically all sand that's out here. So he said it's a pretty good idea when doing a post building, if you got sand, that's kind of the type of soil that you want. All right, so this is where we're at. We got 2 smaller logs there. We'll probably pull out. We spent a good portion of the day on the brush. Like, that is just ridiculous. And I cut some pretty small stuff up for firewood. So it's 100 times better. Now this path too is open too. I don't know if there was something else that was dropped in here, but once I got going, I just kept moving. I'm on my 3rd tank of fuel for the saw, so that's good. And I got my oiler fixed. So the oil line on the oiler itself was bad. Must have a hole or something in it. Put a new one on. Now it oils real good. So not sure how that happened, if it dry rotted or whatever. But This combination here works pretty good with the new chain, new bar. Works real nice. This was stacked, and Thomas did this, so we're going to give him credit for the stacking here, but we just heard it fall over. So this is everything we cut today. It was just him and I cutting this whole thing here. So we spent, like I said, a pretty good portion of the day here. I'm not sure what time it is. I'm guessing it's 3 o'clock. And then we've been hauling brush over to the pile. So before we wrap it up, we'll probably get this stuff moved. I can possibly pick this one up. That one back there is a no-go, and the one in the distance there, I can't get that one either. I don't know, they're too heavy. If I had an incline and I was coming up to it like this, I could kind of roll that log back and then kind of jerk the tractor while operating the loader to try to get it to lift, but I don't know. Maybe next time when I got the whole family out here, I'll bring a stick or something, some sort of full chrome that I can lift the thing up. But right now we can't get it. So we're gonna get finished up with this, and then we'll look at wrapping up. All right, we're wrapping it up. We got our wood pile haphazardly put back up there again. These logs are what was there last time. Here's what we got left. Some of this stuff was there before. It was kind of frozen in the ground. We got those couple logs there moved. This one, I put Thomas on the tractor and I tried lifting, still couldn't get it up. So, and that's, like I said, that's the smaller of the two. So I guessed, and I didn't measure this one, I figured this one was like 22 on one end and 20 on the other. I don't know if that's right. It should come out to be about 1,500 pounds, but I can tell you that thing is heavy. It just does not want to go. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's more than 22. I didn't think it was, because I thought when I cut the thing down I got my chainsaw bar. No, I'm guessing that's probably 20 maybe. So we should be able to get that hopefully on. I don't know, if for some reason I can't get it with the loader, we'll get it on the trailer one way or another. We'll just roll it over there if we have to. So a couple pine pieces here. There were some oak pieces. I cut those up as well. So trying to get it cleaned up here. And then there's just random pine stuff in here yet. I'll probably cut that up next time. Try to get some of this cleared out. And then the oak pieces that are too small to be cut, but are too big to make firewood out of without splitting, that I brought down here. And there were some oaks that were frozen in. I put those over here as well. So that and some of this stuff is all kind of gnarly. It's all twisted and not real straight. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I'm not sure. There's still stuff over here as well. So I can cut it up. I just don't know where I'm going to go with it. And we still got a log pile. So other than that, pretty productive day today. We're going on 4 o'clock now, so we're gonna wrap it up and get out of here before it gets dark. And then we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'll bring the camera along on Thursday, and when that guy comes out, who knows, that could all change. They're talking snow all week this week, so maybe he'll change his plans. But other than that, that'll be it for now.